Greetings, friend. This is Dr. Lonny with Good Sense Soap Co. Today, we're going to talk about designing a soap stamp with chamfered or chiseled edges to help the soap stamp go into the soap better. So, if you're looking for a way to develop soap stamps or understand soap stamping and soap stamp technology better, you're in the right place. In fact, this is where technology meets creativity. So I love to make soaps and I love the learning process that goes into that and the technology behind it. So if you're into that, please like and subscribe to this channel. It'd be great if you could and greatly appreciated, and you'll be updated for all the new videos that we come up with. So to get started, let me go ahead and share my screen. And this is just my standard soap stamp. I can make it any size, any width, any depth. It just depends on what you're looking for and how much surface area you need. This would be the area that the uh, mallet would be applied to if you need it. And then this side would be where the actual stamp goes. So for this application, we're just going to do something really simple. I'm going to go ahead and create text that is Good Sense Soap Code, GSSC. And to do that, I could develop those letters in my Polish application on my phone and save it and import it through Inkscape as an SVG file, then import it to Tinkercad. But for this, we have a much simpler method, and that is simply to take the text tool and import it in, like so. And we're going to use that. We're going to change that to GSSC, and that is going to be our soap stamp. So we're not going to make it overly complicated. What I want to do is, because of these rounded edges, this font doesn't lend itself to that chamfered chisel style. So we're going to have to change that to a sans font. And you can see how it's much cleaner edges. And that's what we're going to work with for this application. So the way that we typically will make a soap stamp is we will raise this up, and whether it's letters or a actual logo, it works the same way. So we'll go ahead and put the letters over the soap stamp. We'll approximately get this resized so it fits better on the stamp. Something like that. Right now, it's much too deep. You can see just how deep those letters are. We don't want it that deep. So we're going to change that from 10 millimeters to 5. That will lower it. And you would think that these are the edges that need to be chamfered or chiseled to go into the soap stamp. But if you remember from my earlier video, when we make a soap stamp, it's actually the reverse. So those are the edges that need to be chamfered in order for it to come to be on the soap right side up. We're going to go ahead and center these, which we'll likely have to do again anyway. Okay, so we're going to select this GSSC. We're going to pull that out just so we know that that's what we're working with. And we're going to send that to another application called Autodesk fusion. And this is where the magic is going to happen. And you're going to love this. So we're going to call this GSSC stamp demo. And I'm going to call it 2 because this is not the first time I've done this video, believe it or not. And this is going to take just a little bit of time to open up in Autodesk. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording really quick. We'll be right back. All right, so we are now in Autodesk Fusion, and you can see we have our backward letters loaded, and this is awesome. So the way that this works, I'm going to do one letter, and then I'll skip ahead to the end, is we want to select these edges, and these are the edges that we're going to chamfer, right? And this C is probably much easier for us to write. Actually, let's do this S. So if we can select that edge, and then I do a right click, and we say chamfer, or chamfer, I'm sorry. And I'll do 0.75. I've just been playing with it, and I found that 75 millimeter chamfer with a 75-degree slope works best. So you can see now how that is beveled on one side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, and now we have a more chiseled letter that I believe should go into the soap easier. It may be possible also to get this leading edge to a point. So there's more playing around with this that I could do. But for purposes of this video, I just wanted to show you how chamfering looks and works. And you can play with that on your own, or if you need any soap stamps developed, this would be an awesome technique to use to help optimize the use of the stamp so that when it goes into that soap, it's not creating a lot of extrusion coming out of the soap because of the flat edge. And if you've done soap stamping, you probably know what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the letters, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're just going to finish up this last edge. Just going to kind of take a look around, make sure that all of those edges have been chamfered, and we have that nice chiseled look, which it looks like we do. So now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to export it. And GSCC stamp demo 2 is fine. We're going to save it as an STL file because that's how Tinkercad's going to read it. We're going to export that. And then I'm going to go back into Tinkercad and we're going to work with it. So hang tight, we're just going to switch over to that. Right, so we are back in Tinkercad. And what we're going to do now is we're going to import our stamp demo 2 file. Drum roll, please. There we go. If we zoom into that, you can see that those are the chiseled edges. also known as chamfering. That is a new term for me, so my apologies if I don't use the right term occasionally. Okay, let's go ahead and back this out. Let's go ahead and get this over to stamp. Let's go ahead and center that. Oh, didn't want to center it that way. Good. Go ahead and get rid of this. Just kind of gets a little confusing. Let's go ahead and move this up here. All right, so now we need to move these letters down into the soap. Could be a millimeter or two. Remember, it's 5 millimeters, so 1, 2, something like that. That will give us enough above the soap stamp that we can press that into the soap as much or as little as we need to. All right, so now we can line those. Doesn't that look simply awesome? Now, sometimes I'll go ahead and I'll label the soap on the top portion with what it says on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and skip that now. But for this purpose, what we want to do is go ahead and spin this back around. And we're going to export that as an STL. Folder. And because this now has an added element to it, we're going to put it, we'll just add A to it because now it's the letters with the stamp. All right, so we're going to stop share here. I'm going to pause the video and we're going to move to yet another application called Cura. Hang tight. All right, so we are now in Cura, and Cura is the actual software for the 3D model printing on my Creality V3 3 SE printer. So we're going to go ahead and open the file that we just created for the soap stamp, demo 2A. There it is. Go ahead and move that a little closer to the front of the print bed. That's too close. All right. And I'll bring that in a little bit so you can see it. Exactly what we want. And so for this, we want a high quality print because we want those edges to be really nice. We do super quality, which prints thinner lines. The millimeters are thinner. And we also have the top layer printing fairly slow at 60, and then the fill now printing at 180 for those of you who are in 3D model. We'll go ahead and select a skirt because I think we have enough adhesion with the bed. And we're going to go ahead and slice this. It's going to take 3 hours. And so it has started, it needs to warm up the printer. And from here, we're going to go ahead and stop sharing this. And then I will provide updates of the print as it progresses. And of course, once the soap stamp is produced, we'll go ahead and stamp a bar of soap and see how it turns out. So thanks for being here so far. Stay tuned for the rest. And please, as always, like and subscribe to this channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Take care.
All right, so unfortunately I lost the video of the actual printing, but here's the end result. And you can see how those edges are nice and beveled. Oh, that turned out perfect. So we're going to go ahead and try it in a soap bar and see how it looks. All right, so we have our soap stamp with our GSSC letters on there that have been beveled, or chamfered as we call them. And I've gone ahead and done it in a soap that I had previously made. I have a whole nother video on this, but it turned out really good. Now, a couple things, and I'm still pretty new to soap stamping, so we'll get this figured out. But if you look closely, there's some. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, I can't get it focused, but there's some raised parts there, and the white isn't helping, but there's some raised parts in there. The top one I did without plastic. The second one I put some plastic over it to see, because I've heard that helps, and I think it did help. But to demonstrate, basically, and I didn't need a mallet for this. That's the nice thing about the chamfered edges, is that I just did a little light press. Oh, there you go. Boy, that turned out better than the others even. I think the lighter the press, the better. I think sometimes I can be a little heavy-handed with that, but that turned out great. So, there you go. That is making a soap stamp with chamfered edges. Great experience, great outcome, and I think we're going to apply that for all of our soap stamps going forward. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to this channel. And also let me know if you have any other ideas for videos or techniques or tools that you'd like to see. We'll give them a shot. Thanks and take care.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, share with others, and I just hope we can get the whole soaper and 3D modeling community to this channel. That would be awesome. But before we leave, I want to do just one huge shout out to somebody who's really helped me in this process of learning how to chisel these letters. And although not intended for this soap stamping application, the techniques and software used certainly helped us to achieve that. And that is with HL Mod Tech. So you can see here on the screen, this is his YouTube channel, also has other social media outlets, including a website. But go check him out. And he has just a ton of great videos on how to use Tinkercad, how to use 3D modeling, and all the associated applications, techniques, and tools. I'm sure you greatly appreciate it. So as you see, I'm going to subscribe right there. Go out and do the same. I appreciate that if you do that for our good friend over there. So take care, and we'll see you again soon.